Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We'll call to order this meeting of the County Salary Board. Today's meeting, it's January 24th, 2022, started hour 2 o'clock. So we'll call the meeting to order. Have a roll call. Members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fashi.
I'm here.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present.
Controller Whitcomb.
Here.
Okay, thank you. At this point, we have a discussion item for public comment. Any members of the public wishing to discuss salary board issues, now's your opportunity. Do we have anyone online?
There's nobody on.
There's no one, okay. So it's safe to move on to item 4, which is the salary board actions that are at hand and have been reviewed. So we'll entertain action on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item 5, we have the minutes of the meeting of January 10 of 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 10.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, is there any additional business to come before the salary board? Sound like there's any, so go ahead and entertain a motion for
I'll
adjournment.
make a motion to adjourn.
Stand adjourned. Thank you all. And Commissioner, opening the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, all this meeting to order. And begin with a roll call. Members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fashi.
I'm here.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present.
Excellent. Okay, and we'll move on to the public comment segment of our Board of Commissioners meeting. Do we have anyone online? We do not. There's no one in the audience on site either, so we can commence with the rest of the agenda. So item 4 is the action on the minutes of our previous meetings of January 6 and January 10 of this year.
Move to approve the minutes of January 6 and January 10.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, we have item 5, which is the personnel transactions that require approval. We do have those documented and in hand and
I will move to approve the personnel transactions.
Second.
all right, is moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And we have item 6. This is a resolution in regards to Housing and Redevelopment Authority that was discussed last week.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-3 Cumberland County Housing Development Authority amendment of the 2020 Emergency Solution Grant.
I second that.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, on to item 7, which is an additional resolution for budget adjustment.
I will move to approve resolution 2022-2 regarding the Cumberland County budget adjustment as reviewed at the January 20th, 2022 workshop.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item 8, we'll move on to contracts and grants. And as always, we have this divided into 2 sections, room number 1 and 2, in regards to respectively existing contracts and new contracts. Entertain action on this.
Make a motion to approve the contracts and grants as listed as item 8, Roman numeral 1, letter A, and 8, Roman numeral 2, letters A through E.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Very good. Okay, and we have item 9. This is the capital project request for Claremont. Is Brad on?
No.
We were briefed on it this morning. And we were given the bid numbers. Does anybody have those handy that we could put this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do, and I heard Brad say in the meeting this morning that he wasn't aware of the meeting this afternoon. He's probably just been so busy, he didn't see the confirmation email. So the project itself is for the hot water tank. There is some seepage along one of the seams, as Brad indicated to us this morning. That is not a one-piece tank. That is a tank that was put together from multiple pieces, and it is beginning to fail along one of those seams. And so this quote represents the dismantling of that tank and a replacement of that tank. And it also actually streamlines the process. Currently, the hot water stored in that tank actually comes from the boilers, and the water is piped over to the tank. This actually provides 2 hot water heaters that are run on gas, which again will be more efficient. And that is the water, the heated water will actually flow from those hot water tanks into the storage tank itself. But we did get 3 quotes, and the company that we've gone with, which is not listed. Hold on a second here. There is so much information on this form. It is just the winning competitive quote. Well, I'm certainly able to get that for you because I know that I've received it in my email, but it is, they are co-stars. And so we're moving forward with the co-stars approved vendor. And it is $103,400 is the estimate.
Keith, does it provide sufficient transparency for today's proceeding if we don't have the name of the contractor?
We have a CoStar's contract number in that paperwork.
No.
This is one of the best descriptions of this expense I've ever seen on one of these forms, but it doesn't say anything.
Everything with the company contract.
I'm trying to find it somewhere.
Any identifying
No. we don't
reference?
know. I think you know.
Use finance project number as a reference because
Oh, there it is, yes.
they're linked to particular vendors.
Okay.
So the
Okay,
No, thank you.
so let's read that out, that number.
project number 2022.06, finance project number for the hot water tank system replacement in the tower building.
Okay, so the project is 2022.06. It's the finance project number. Less than ideal way to do it, but it's what we have. And yes, Brad did seem extraordinarily busy this morning, so it's kind of hard to follow up here right now, but all right, so that is the project that's being, so my understanding, if I'm hearing you correctly, Stacy, is there's a recommendation coming forward for this particular vendor, that project number, that bid in the amount of 103,400.
Yes, for the capital project, and then a purchase order will follow. So we won't see a contract coming back for this project. That'll be entered as a purchase order.
Okay.
Can we like give Brad a quick phone call? Just get the name of this contract,
I don't have this extension handy. Do you have Java open? You can check.
if that's okay with the board.
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel a lot
that's a
more.
fine
comfortable
idea.
with that. This is- Can we,
Dana, we're on.
It's 1942. Thank you.
Keith, can we come back to this item?
If you can.
And we don't need to table it or officially?
No.
Okay, all right, we will return to item number 9. Please feel free to remind me at the end if we haven't done it before we adjourn the meetings. Okay, so let's move on to item 10 then, until we have an answer, a clear answer for number 9. And 10 is the reaffirmation of the addendum to the skilled nursing facility consulting agreement. Stacy, did you want to expand on this at all? I think
Sure.
everybody's familiar with it.
So As you may recall, this item was on the agenda for discussion and approval at our January 12th meeting. That version of the contract was not executed by Alaire. There was an issue of the termination date. And so the document was updated, and I'm bringing it back forward today for reaffirmation. The termination date has now been tied to the closing or termination of the consulting agreement. And the dollar amount has changed as well to, instead of covering 3 weeks, it's now covering 3 weeks with the potential of covering the month of February. Is the dollar amount that we're working with. Questions?
Can you, so the one that that was discussed on the 12th that my colleagues voted in favor of was not executed by Alaire.
It was not executed by Alaire. Instead of discussion about the termination clause of the contract, because that contract was set to expire on January 31st. And there was some question about whether that would be feasible. And so rather than executing the contract, they requested a change to the contract instead. And the changes included making a change to the termination. So rather than terminating on January 31st, it will terminate with closing or with the termination of the consulting agreement itself.
And then what are they being paid?
They were being paid roughly $35,000. The amount that we have included for this contract is $85,508.23. And what that amount comprises is the known amount that we know for the month of January, as well as any potential costs for the month of February. That amount would be prorated, of course, if a closing date before February 28th was announced. Thank you for the question. I felt like that second time was much better than the first time of me explaining that. Any other questions?
So we're in need of the motion to reaffirm.
Yes.
Okay, do we have such a motion?
I will move to reaffirm the addendum to the skilled nursing facility consulting agreement between Cumberland County and Claremont Nursing and Rehab Center for the contract period 1/12/22 to 2/28/22, the amount of $85,508.23.
All right, do we have a second? I will second. Okay, all in favor of, there's no additional questions? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay. Record. All right, and we'll move on to item 11.
Commissioners, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Brad King is on.
Okay.
Okay, we'll drop everything. Brad's on. All right. Brad, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was at the end and I was struggling getting on. I had to go get a computer. I thought I was doing this morning, so.
That's fine.
I'm
You're
here
a little
for,
flush, brother. You're
I've
doing
been
okay?
running a little bit, just a little bit, so.
Okay.
I just got tested, I'm negative, so I'm good that way.
We're on that item 9, the water heater issue, and we don't have the winning bid company name. So it's kind of hard action to approve.
Yeah, I didn't give that this morning. I didn't know what, if we're supposed to or not. Heim Company was the one that presented the 2 quotes, $103,400 to install 2 standalone gas-fired hot water heaters instead of replacing the tank, the existing tank like we have now, which would have been $142,000. We did have another quote from HB McClure to replace the existing tanks with 2 smaller tanks for $170,893. Heim recommended the 2 standalone water heaters. No matter what we do, we got to provide temporary hot water for that building because we have residents in it. So we either got to run temporary gas lines, permanent gas lines. But they said it made more sense to install permanent gas lines to on-demand heaters. And they said in the long run, it's going to be more efficient. They can install these heaters without tearing out the big tank until after they're install them. So the only interruption of service would be the changeover, which shouldn't be that long. So I don't know if there's any questions.
So that proposal, the recommendation is for the 103,400, and you say, is that Heim, did you say?
That's right. That's Heim, and that is a CoStar's quote. So we do not
Okay,
have to
very
put
good.
it out for bid.
All right, okay, so we're gonna revisit this now and we'll entertain a motion for approval of this capital project.
I will move to approve the capital project request for CNRC for a hot water tank system replacement with a total project cost of $103,400. And the work is to be done by Heim Company.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Any additional questions? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
There are none opposed, the motion carries. Go forth and water heat. Thanks, Brent.
Hey, thank you. Sorry I was late.
That's all right. We got it done. Okay, so we can resume. Let's see, we completed item 10 and we're moving on to item 11 now. And this is memorandum of understanding. Solicitor Brenneman would like to address this with us.
Yes, good afternoon, commissioners. You're familiar with this document. This extends between the county and Penn State extension with respect to the county extension office. Familiar with its terms. I've reviewed it and I find it acceptable.
Okay, any further questions of the solicitor? Not, will entertain a motion.
I will move to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Pennsylvania State University and State Extension in Cumberland County.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item 12 is the previously discussed appointments regarding agricultural land preservation board. I guess Vince, you handle this one?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the appointments that were recommended by the Ag Land Preservation Board to add Barry France as a member at large, as appointment is to fill a vacancy commencing January 24th, 2022 and expiring December 31st, 2023, and to also appoint Phyllis Nye as a member at large, appointment to fill a vacancy commencing January 24th, 2022 and expiring December 31st, 2022.
Okay, there's a second.
I second those motions.
It was moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll go on to 13 in a similar vein, also for agricultural land preservation board.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation to appoint Diane Stamey as chairman of the Ag Land Preservation Board for one-year term, retroactive to January 1, 2022 and expiring December 31st, 2022.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item 14 on the agenda is the Cumberland County Commission for Women. There's some appointments here. Entertain a motion there.
I will move to approve the Cumberland County Commission for Women appointment recommendations for the following individuals. The first is Justine Bressler. This appointment is for a 3-year term effective January 24th, 2022 and expiring December 31, 2024. The second is for Norma Frame. The appointment is for a 3-year term effective January 24th, 2022 and expiring December 31, 2024. And the third is for Kim Strizzy. The appointment is for a 3-year term effective January 24th, 2022 and expiring December 31, 2024.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 15 is our standard approval for the general disbursement transfer authorizations.
Make a motion to approve the general disbursements transfer authorizations as noted in item 15, letters A through F.
I second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 16, we'll report the acceptance of monthly reports from the Register of Wills and Prothonotarius offices and those for activity for the month of December 2021. Item 17, wish to report that the board held an executive session on January 20th of this year, 2022. That was at 9:30 a.m. and the subject was litigation. 18, is there additional business to come before the board?
I have additional business. I just want to make sure, colleagues, that you are aware of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania request to all county commissioners in the Commonwealth this afternoon to call our members of the House of Representatives to discuss House Bill number 1800. It is up for vote tomorrow. It is an election reform bill that certainly does some things, but will leave us in the lurch on other things, including a requirement that we provide curbside voting for certain individuals that I think would require taking a voting machine outside and manning it. And there are some other things in this bill that are pretty trepidatious for counties and will be very expensive. So just wanted to make sure you are aware of that.
Okay, thank you.
You're voting tomorrow, would you?
Yes,
Okay. House Bill 1800.
yes, House Bill 1800.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, anything additional?
Oh, and the other thing that this bill requires is no one can wait in line for more than 30 minutes.
Oh, geez.
So those are just two of the things that CCAP outlines, but that will, I don't know how we would ever do that with the probability and impossibility of finding lots of poll workers during COVID.
They find these people to introduce these bills. It's
Well, we've got two members of our delegation who are sponsors of this bill.
okay, so noted. And also on 18, is there any other business? Nothing. In that case, entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
We stand adjourned.